I pulled it out on the graphic and was like, there you go. It sounded like shit. Like, the whole mid-range was just V'd out.
When
Was it multiple frequencies feeding back?
Yeah.
when Art Isaacs was touring with Neil Diamond, as he would get called every couple of years, Neil would say, I want Art on. And he'd do it through Maryland Sound.
people.
So one day,
At the Vaughan. Nice.
the drum tech was doing those things, the sound check, setting up the drums, everything.
Yeah, I had a focus music
And,
meeting
when
that
the
left
call from the
me
band
sounds
occurred,
much of my will to live.
the drummer didn't show up.
I don't know that we would have been.
Hotel until you get there.
No, because I think once I was through the first hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes of the meeting,
They said to the drum tech,
that was when I switched to clear liquids.
and then the drum tech then got
I
hired
was definitely not in a
for
place
the
to
tour, for
to
the rest of
Vaughan.
the tour.
Well, that happened with Hawthorne Heights.
Not that I ever really.
That's a bizarre story.
What if Hawthorne Heights guy died of a heroin overdose in the back of the tour bus in Michigan, and they drove all the way to the 930 Club, and no one knew he was dead until they went to wake him up.
Is that the new
And when they woke him up, they're like, "Oh, he's dead." So they canceled the show. But then, because the tour bus drove through multiple states, it was a multi-state death investigation, all the way from Michigan to DC, and like multiple jurisdictions.
Weird.
Good reason for getting out of live sound.
What's that?
Good reason to get out of live sound. All right, I gotta go home.
Okay.
Well, it was nice seeing you again.
Good seeing you.
Thanks for forwarding
Did Rob
the-
take you,
Yeah,
reading?
it's the monitors in the back. Cool. It worked really, it was a really good little thing to take with the piano. It worked really well.
I want to talk to you about a show, not now, but coming up at Glen Echo. The Rebels is doing, it's called Juneteenth.
Yeah.
And the
The
final
19th of
act-
June.
Yeah, I got called to do a sound. And the final
It's
act
like y'all
is
know.
Honey in the Rock,
What's the date?
whatever that Sunday is, like
The 18th?
something like that, I don't know. I'd have to check. I wasn't expecting to see you. Let me get this out.
I would have to change flight arrangements to get back to that. Sweet honey out there.
Dave Eisner, I'm glad that you've come around on the subject of lights.
This is the best lighting.
Moody lighting?
Yeah, no, this is good.
Yeah, I think so. You know, when it's all working. There was that one time when everything was purple, and I'm colorblind, so I thought it was pink.
Yeah.
And there was that other time when everything was green, and I thought everything was normal.
Colorblind, you have to let people know you're colorblind.
Well, welcome to this Tuesday night open mic here in Takoma Park. I'm really excited. We've got Robert Lighthouse as our featured artist this evening, and I have it on good authority that he exists. He's just not in this room. I've gotten to play with him a couple of times, and we've had him as a feature for one of my other mics a couple of years ago, and it's always a pleasure to have him. He's that perfect mix of intimidating and inspiring that I think is so important for your idols to be. So I'm excited about that. And I'm also excited to see such a full and fantastic list this evening. So I hope he pops out soon, because man, the talent that floods through our little teeny narrow ass stage, not that kind of show, is just such a lovely thing. So thank you for joining us. We're webcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Thank you for tuning in out there in the world. And I guess I got nothing else to say. My name is Rob. I'm your host for the evening. If you're thinking to yourself, if only I could perform tonight, and you didn't get on the list, you still got time to get on the list. Yeah. Amarina's right between me and you. And Amarina, duck for a sec. No, okay. I was just checking. Try the green one, it's been nothing guaranteed to lay your head the way you want it to. I know you're tired of fighting this fight. Well, we'll set it down now, let it sleep. So good to see in shades of gray again. I've never seen the reds that you've seen. You rub this into me most every day, but I'm Miss Crimson just the same. All the rest of you are gonna be in tune, right? Try the red one, then you know it stays inside your head. It keeps you warm inside like alcohol. Yeah, I never understood that one all too well. It's just another pill for the common man. There's enough in there to dull down the pain I feel for 3 long days at least. That's enough time for your center resurrection. Whoever comes to fill your next prescription, they're gonna be a brand new man. No, I step in front of trains just to feel the pain of gravel as I step back at range. These new bullet trains, they got what I got in my mind. Too much speed to get away. Step to the true door gets again. I heft my axes for the world again. I am armed and armored, flannel toothed and guarded. I set my blade to earth 6 long years ago today. It's a sin I know to penetrate, and I never stop to get his name. Well, there's enough in there to dull down the noise I fear. Keep me from thinking of his face. It ain't enough to get me through those rough spots, but I'm gonna take every pill that I can take. Play games of Jersey walls, they got no sense of humor after all. Playing games of guardrails in the night. And I can't think straight, so I'm just gonna try and soar straight. Keep my eyes closed through it all. Well, I got one thing left, you know it's guaranteed again. To let your blood rest in its tubes. Mixed right with your chemistry, it closes the mind's third eye, you see. Dries the juices from your head. Seeing with the mind's eye, it's got its price to pay. And closing it has a cost again. If that's not a cost you think you can meet just quite yet, well, we'll meet again this time next week. You know I step in front of trains just to feel the pain of gravel as I step back at range. These new bullet trains, they got what I got in my mind. Too much speed to get away. The games of Jersey walls, they got no sense of humor out there, all playing games of guardrails in the night. And I can't think straight, so I'm just gonna try and soar straight. Keep my eyes closed through it all. Thank you very much. Normally that ends with this nice, big, rich chord, but when you're that far out of tune, you just got to learn how to control. Piano player sitting in the audience being like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is being jazzy. So, speaking of jazzy, I believe, Jay, you're up next. Is that right? I do ask that, unlike your host, please do be in tune by the time you approach this stage. It's 2 songs, 10 minutes, whichever's shorter, family-friendly, environment-ish, whatever the ish means. We are in a school, after all. And apparently when you search School of Musical Traditions, you find me faster than you find the school. So sometimes our web streams are actually quite, are the first thing that parents find. But it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I wasn't worried.
You weren't worried.
No.
Now you're worried.
Yeah, no. We need the mad ox here.
I bought a house on Wednesday. Don't clap. I know how homeowners are. The moment you say, oh, you're a new homeowner, that's very exciting. Did I ever tell you about the time when my closet exploded and unicorns appeared magically in my basement? They peed on everything. It was terrible. Oh, we're at school. I am amazed by what can go wrong with a house. Like the number of things that people come up and say happened to them when they became a first-time homeowner is horrifying. And the fact that actually, I think that's why all the empty seats tonight are people who were killed by their homes. That is not by any way of being introduction to this song. John, you made me think of it. In the shuffling madness of the locomotive breath runs the all-time loser headlong to his death. Well, he's going down them corridors on his hands and knees. Charlie stole the handle. The train won't stop going, no way to slow down. No way to slow down. He sees his children jumping off at the stations one by one. His woman and his best friend in bed and having fun. Well, he's going down the corridors on his hands and knees. Charlie stole the handle. The train won't stop going, no way to slow down. 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 So John's gonna come over to my house tomorrow. We're gonna jam. So this is F minor, probably. You can do it tomorrow. That's fine. Oh, it's stuck somewhere in there, hey? Really? Dave, apparently I'm gonna play harp. I mean, he is. If you're thinking to yourself that this evening you wish you had a harmonica player to play with you, John Pfeiffer's very friendly. Sees his children jumping down.
One by one.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Here's his angels falling down. Something out of the sky one by one. He sees his angels. They've got him by the balls. Yeah, he thinks you're Gideon's Bible. Your band at age 1. God, he stole the handle. The train, he won't stop going. No way to slow down. 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 Excuse me, I've had one of those kinds of days. That was actually really refreshing. John Piper, thank you very much. All right, Jay Keating, get on up here. I got this for you. You're very, very welcome. Please welcome a luminary, President of Songwriters Association of Washington, and a formidable singer-songwriter of his own right. Please welcome Jay Keating.
How about a big round of applause for Dave Eisner back there running sound? Well, this is a song about the modern dilemma of having too many choices and none of them are ones you want. Water flows uphill to meet you. The waiter smiles as you decide. Nothing takes you by surprise. Nothing takes you. And I am often drive alone, talking back to the radio and waiting for the light to change. Oh, waiting. If I should become discouraged, lose my way or just my courage, I still might ask no help, no help. Back into the night I wander, my head on straight, my clothes asunder, or the other way around, way around. Water flows uphill to meet you. The waiter smiles as you decide. Nothing takes you by surprise. Nothing takes you. And I am often drive alone, talking back to the radio and waiting for the light to change. Well, you know, because I play music in an area like this, most of the time there are 3 TVs behind me. And they're showing sports, the news, and some serial TV program I've never heard of. And the one thing that ties all these images together is that no one's looking at me, and that absolutely everybody on TV, I mean everybody, is better looking than me. Attractive people on my TV, they make me want things that I don't need. Attractive people like magazines, or they talk right at me and they act out scenes. Oh, but I'm not faking, and they can't tell me why. It makes me an angry, unattractive guy. I imitate them so carefully. I stare right at them, but they don't see me. They don't see me. They don't see me. Who can I be? Attractive people that drive new cars, have friends to spare, they don't work too hard. Oh, but my car is broken, and they can't tell me why. It makes me an angry, unattractive guy. I imitate them so carefully. I stare right at them, but they don't see me. They don't see me. They don't see me. Who can I be? Now, if I'd thought about it, John Pfeiffer would be playing some brilliant lead right now. But I was worried about all those attractive people. Attractive people with designer lives. No questions asked, no thought implied. Oh, but my head is spinning, and they can't tell me why. It makes me an angry, unattractive guy. I imitate them so carefully. I stare right at them, but they don't see me. They don't see me. They don't see me. Who can I be? Thank you. It worked.
We've got Dan Shear coming up here. Dan Shear is very tall. Jake Keating's band, No One Else, will be here as our featured artist sometime in May. Do you remember the date? You just come back every date in May, it's fine. Nice sell, Rob. Thank you, Rob. Please welcome Dan Shear.
Actually, I should say. Okay. So, I'm going to do something that is new to me. I should have learned it a long time ago. Finding a key was difficult because I don't do much but cowboy chords. One of the most recorded songs of the 20th century, actually. goes by so slowly, yet time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Lonely rivers cry, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. And time goes by so slowly, yet time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Thank you. Good. I got through it. Okay. On the other hand, this is the first song that I ever played on guitar that I brought to whatever I thought would be performance quality. It's song that was wrote by, what is it, Jerry Jeff Walker, and made popular, I think, more by Woody Guthrie's son, Arlo Guthrie. And it's been sung by a whole lot of people. Here's my version of it. Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning rain. 16 cars and 16 restless riders, 3 conductors, 25 sacks of mail. Well, out along the southbound out to sea, that train pulls out of Kankakee, rolls along past the houses, farms, and fields. Passing trains what have no names in the freight yards full of old black men, graveyards of the rusted automobiles. She's singing, "Good morning, America, how are you? Hey, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm that train they call the city of New Orleans. Been gone 500 miles when the day is done. Dealing cards with the old man in the club car. We're playing penny a point, ain't no one keeping score. We just pass a paper bag that holds a bottle and feel them wheels rumble beneath the floor. And the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride their father's magic carpet made of steel. Mothers with their babes asleep, they's rocking to that gentle beat. Rhythm of the rails is all you hear. Accepting good morning, America, how are you? Hey, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm that train they call the city of New Orleans. Be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Nighttime on the city of New Orleans. We're changing cars. It's Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home, we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi darkness, rolling down to the sea. But somehow all the towns and people seem to fade into a bad dream. And steel rails, you still ain't heard the news. Conductor, he sings his song again. He says, "Passengers will please refrain. This train's got a disappearing railroad blues." She's crying, "Good evening, America, how are you? Hey, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm that train they call the city of New Orleans. Be gone 500 miles when the day is done." Thank you.
Ready?
Another hit for Dan Shear, please. John Pfeiffer approaching the stage. Uh-oh. So, on Wednesday nights, my band Giuliani, in some form or another, webcasts off into the ether. And recently we've gotten to have, whoa, I'll fix that in a sec. Special guests. We get to invite people into my basement and play music together. And it's awesome. And tomorrow's guest is John. And we'll have a music stand that works. I actually, Jules, can you grab me that one?
Yeah, that one's pretty funky.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Jules.
Stands by Bland.
Hooray! The ones that work. Stands by Bland.
Yeah.
And he's threatened to bring 3 ukuleles, which is more ukuleles than has ever been in my house before. And maybe your pandero.
That's what I want.
That'd be nice.
You really want me to bring the pandero?
Yeah. And 17,000 harmonicas.
You in, John?
Now,
Please welcome John Piper.
all of these tall people, and I am not one of them.
Randy Newman loves it.
Short people. Yeah. I love Randy Newman though too. This pandemic has really done a number on my ability to memorize my own lyrics. So I'm keeping the crutch here just in case I forget them again. Of course, I probably can't see it because I don't have my glasses on. But what the hell? Oh, when did I write this one? Oh, in 2020. Does that sound okay? All right. Checking out your page profile, that moment picked for its perfect smile. Just enough skin and points for style. Click like, you know it's worth your while. But the only click that makes me rock is the click of your heels up my walk. Turn it on, fire up this techno dud. Give me heart and soul and flesh and blood. Can I get a little more of this? In those, I don't know, but got this hunch that I won't care what you munch for lunch. 100 likes don't thrill me much. I'd like to feel your hungry touch. The touch that really ticks my talk as you're taking me around the block. Getting stuck on this old stick in the mud. Give me heart and soul and flesh and blood. Holding or feeling so alone, folding our hearts around our phones. And who gets back the time they steal while giving up the real live deal? Well, I think I could be your friend if we could meet up round the bend. YouTube is such a frosty vibe. Forgive me if I don't subscribe. Find me at youtube.com/Piper's Corner. I like your song, I like your smile, I like in person, that's my style. This telephony making love cuts out all I'm in favor of. Ain't nothing can replace the rub of heart and soul and flesh and blood. Flesh and blood, give me flesh and blood. Thank you. Thanks so much. Oh, what else was I going to do? I can't remember, so that's why I have this book here. Oh, that one. I wouldn't mind still having a little bit of more of this in the monitor, if that's okay. I hear plenty of my voice. Oh, that's a little bit more presence. Thank you.
I didn't get to it.
Thanks. All right. Oh. I think I need to change the strings on this. When did I write this one? Oh, well, just last year. All-nighters in the studio, did I mention OCD? Love, thank you for the Java. Did I dodge the third degree? Babe, if you're feeling slighted, if I didn't give my best, let's circle round and make it right, then maybe we'll get dressed. 'Cause we have passed the test of time, the sweetest climb I can recall. With you, my dear, the way is clear. With you, it's an easy fall, such an easy fall. Oh, what's the lyric? There it is. No coffee and we're out of bread. Why did we get up at all? I'm in the produce section now. Please tell me why I called. Can't seem to find my glasses. Oh, perhaps they're on my head. No, they're not. Where did I put them? I can't wait to get these groceries home and get us back to bed. 'Cause we have passed the test of time, the sweetest climb I can recall. With you, my dear, the way is clear. With you, it's an easy fall, such an easy fall. All my life I labored fortifying my defenses. To see that castle crumble, now you've brought me to my senses. Zup dub bum babi doo doo bap. Ship ba 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 doo ba be doo dee doo ba be doo bum bum be doo ba doo ba ba be doo dee doo doo ba 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 doo doo dee dee doo be. So dip dip ba ba doo dee dee doo 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 ba ba doo ba doo ba doo pop dip ba ba doo dee doo ba 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 doo 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 pop doo doo dee doo doo dee doo dee doo dee beep. Oh, where's it? There it is. Falling hard and shattered, let this fear my heart may stumble. Softer ground beneath now, dear, I'm glad we took that tumble. Tumble through these troubled times, I hope we've seen the worst. So many who have fallen and so many bubbles burst. What is it? Too many chances taken. Hey, this take is unrehearsed. With you I'll take whatever comes, as long as you come first. 'Cause we have passed the test of time, the sweetest climb I can recall. With you, my dear, the way is clear. With you, it's an easy fall, an easy fall, an easy fall, such an easy fall. There it is. Thank you.
Oh,
this pain.
Oh, man.
What was I gonna say? Eddie, where's my? I was just talking to Eddie. Eddie, come here. He's about like yay high, I think.
Grab some seats. Front row, saving it.
Hey, Jules, if there were two people who wanted to sit next to each other, would you?
Never.
No. Would you sit with your can? It's your can, right? I don't know. I think they want to sit in the back anyways, but you know, I just wanted. I'm exploring my options. By my options, I mean their options.
Hey, Jules, would you sit on my lap?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a show. It's not
Not
a
a show, Jay. Jeez.
I'm your private dancer. Let's take a water there.
Oh, my world just got a little better. Eddie, step on up here.
Yeah.
Dave Eisner.
Yo.
He's on the 57. He's got a nice dog, Martin. I bet it's going to be okay. Please welcome Eddie.
Enjoyed everybody tonight, real good. Thank you so much. There's two songs. I always do songs that I wrote. This one's called I Gotta Look. Bleed My Heart. Anybody ever lost a love?
We here are all perfectly balanced and have had nothing but happy love affairs. Ever.
That's another story here. Bleed my heart, bleed the dark red wine. Bleed my heart, agony of time. Each hour goes so slowly, each longer than the last. Left behind and lonely, wishing for the past. Not a word from you to free my pain. Not a minute of rest. Bleed my heart. Bleed the dark red wine. Bleed my heart. Agony of time. My chest just feels so heavy, so tired I cannot breathe. My mind is racing round inside. I cry down on my knee. Is there any chance to feel relief from the way my heart does pine? Bleed my heart, bleed the dark red wine. Bleed my heart, agony of time. Unbelievable. What would I do just to see you? Look into your eyes, hold your hand and kiss you, and the feeling for it dies. To tell you how much love I feel, touch your lips to mine, bleed my heart, bleed the dark red wine, bleed my heart, agony of time. To tell you how much love I feel, touch your lips to mine, bleed my heart, bleed the dark red wine. Yeah, come time to take the break, I don't know where it begins.
Fortunately, I'm not in front of an audience.
Let's stare harder.
Now for something totally different, I guess. I was always, well, you know, I heard when people yodel, yodel-lady, right? Yodel-lady, you heard that, right? I kept thinking, my old lady is what I got out of it. So I wrote this one called My Old Lady Blues. Let's try that. The girl of my dreams is standing there, country girl with auburn hair. The way that she loves me, I just don't dare but sing these old lady blues. Hello, 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 red-haired beauty with soft green eyes tells me lies, makes me cry. A strong-hearted woman, I'll tell you why I sing these old lady blues. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 lady. Oh, hello, lady. Thank you.
Which means everyone has to turn slightly to your left. Oh man. I know. Life is hard. You're all being free. Ooh, you know what?
Oh, there you
Oh
go.
yeah.
Woo, woo, that.
She's gotta swap it out.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
ready.
Well, I'm gonna give you this because I don't know where to do it. Right. Then
I've got others. Thank you though.
there we go. I want to make sure this time it doesn't fall.
To do that.
I always like to take off my Fitbit because it's really distracting when I reach 10,000 steps while playing. I never think to like take it off until I get up here.
Invading your space. Hold
Yeah.
on for a second. You work on the piano. I'm gonna work on this
Okay.
little.
Look at that. Backlight. Love it. All right, so we need to do maybe some levels. Check, 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 check. Can I get some more piano in the monitor? Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For those of you at home watching the stream, I can count to at least 5. Super impressive. Ooh, there we go, yeah. Jules is very happy. All right. Do you like the levels okay? Yeah. Okay, great. Since tonight we are going to, most of us are here, or a lot of us are here because we want to hear about Robert Lightfoot, who just came back from Ukraine. And this particular song that I wrote, there's some songs that I don't tell the story, the backstory to, and this is one of them. But I feel like tonight is an exception because of the subject matter. So this is a song that I wrote shortly after seeing a lot of the imagery come out of Mariupol after the movie theater was bombed. So this song kind of came out of that. And it's something that I don't think a lot of people pick up on when I play it. But now you know. At least people in this room tonight know. All right, it's called Pomegranate Flood. Thank you. And is Robert here? Robert Lightfoot here yet? Is he in house? Okay, he's in back. This next song I'm going to do, just hearing a little bit about his story reminded me of a song I recently wrote after reading a book about Leonard Cohen, who went to the Sinai Peninsula during the Yom Kippur War. He went there to relieve a farmer so that a farmer could fight, and he didn't even bring a guitar with him. But of course, he was recognized immediately, and they said, nah, you're going to go play, and you're going to play in the front lines. The book was incredible. It's called Who by Fire. It's actually came out fairly recently because it was something that was really undocumented. So the book, it really relies on people who were there on the front lines. The song is everything that's not about Leonard Cohen in the book, and just kind of reminds us all that when there is war, you know, it's just people trying to survive, and it's something that should never even happen. This is called Obsidian Sunrise. Look into a crystal ball. Tell me if I'm a warrior. What do you see? A future for me? Or am I just lost, hoping obsidian sunrise, obsidian sunrise, obsidian sunrise. Look into a crystal ball. Now you see a warrior. Thank you so much. Thank you to Rob. Thank you to Dave.
Put a hand for Amarina.
Great selection.
Hassan, who's never been here before, is coming up here next. Now, I think I misheard him, but I thought you were whispering to Eddie out there that you play metal funk? Or no, you said mellow.
No, neither.
Okay, well, and that's why Dave Eisner's running sound.
What?
Because I just everything's under control, my friends. And Amarina, I found out where my mother is in Greece. Airport. Please welcome Hassan.
You want to play a little harp on some mellow funk? This is C sharp or D flat blues kind of. How's it going, y'all? Yeah.
Better for meeting you.
I've never been here before. This is really cool that you all are here and playing great music. Really enjoyed it. So I heard a reference to a pandemic song, and I wrote this one the height of the pandemic called Four Walls, the COVID-19 Blues. And I never met John before, but I heard you're really good a couple songs ago. Wake up every morning and I don't wanna read the news. So every single headline gives me the COVID-19 blues, and it's a cruel world. We're living in a cruel world. We got to come together stronger. Like we don't got longer. We got to come together stronger. When the future of this world I want ain't like this sick old world I see. When I hear sirens, the distance, a million people screaming, I can't breathe. I've got four walls and the truth, the COVID-19 blues. Well, yes, I do. Politicians on TV, they're arguing again. This shouting match is just too much to comprehend. I wish we'd make up like we bleed the same blood. We got to come together stronger. Like we don't got longer. We got to come together stronger. Doctor says stay at home till it is safe again. Presidents on Twitter preaching the lockdown's got to end, and it's like Wayne's World. Strange world getting stranger. We got to come together stronger. Like we don't got longer. We got to come together stronger. When the future of this world I want ain't like this sick whole world I see. When I hear sirens in the distance, a million people screaming, I can't breathe. I've got four walls and the truth, the COVID-19 blues. Well, yes, I do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. future of this world I want ain't like this sick whole world I see. When I hear sirens in the distance, a million people screaming, I can't breathe. I've got four walls and the truth. I've got four walls and the truth. The COVID-19 blues. Well, yes, I do. Yeah. I said I do. Well, I said I do. And I bet you do too. Hey, John, everybody. Cool. Well, thanks. Oh, yeah. Sounding great. Check one. We were talking a little politics before this all happened, and here we have okay. Politics are running out the door. That's actually the appropriate response. Yeah, that's really great. But we were talking Ukraine. I'm actually, don't hold this against me, I'm a lobbyist. Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah, but I actually lobby for Middle East peace. I work for Friends Committee. How about that? Yeah. Okay. And you know, my family's from Jordan. They've been through really a lot because of militarism, authoritarian governments. Really, a lot has been going on. And now I work for the peace movement. You know, I work for big peace. So, and I wrote this song. It's called "Better Off Together." It's really my song for the peace movement. We got to come together, and you know, we got wars in Ukraine. We got, you know, kids in Palestine that need support. We got a lot of work to do. Yemen? I've heard of that place. I work, actually, that's one of the main things I work on with Senator Sanders, his war powers resolution to end U.S. military aid to the Saudi-led coalition war. Okay, well, I'm glad you know about that. This is to you. Tell me, have you read the news? The whole damn world has got the blues. If we knew the only way out is through, then you and I are better off together. And if we sing with one voice, someday we might form a chorus loud enough to end these wars. Yeah, you and I are better off together. Maybe we stop arming Saudi planes, stop the bombing of Ukraine. Let me tell you, all I'm saying is you and I are better off together. Better off together. Better off together. One thing I know is you and I are better off together. If the oceans start to rise, I know your boat is tied to mine. It matters not where we reside. Let's get to higher ground together. And if we hear mothers cry in Ferguson or Palestine, we won't turn no blind eyes. Let's get to higher ground together. And if we took a stand, we could stop wars across this land. Yes, I hope we all understand is that we're better off together. Better off together. Better off together. One thing I know is you and I are better off together. If you're lost and don't know where you belong, come find me in the darkness before the dawn. I hope it don't take long to help me sing this song. We're better off together. Just take my hand and come with me, and I'll take your hand and come with you. 'Cause we know the only way out is through. You and I are better off together. Better off together. Better off together. One thing I know is you and I are better off together. We're better off together. Better off together. One thing I know is we're better off together. Thanks, y'all.
AmericanNomadMusic.com. If you're thinking to yourself, I would like to stalk that man. AmericanNomadMusic.com.
What was that one?
AmericanNomadMusic.com.
Thank you.
Give me do it again. I put it on the website. I figured that was useful. We got Philip Spies coming up next. And he's gonna sit. Oh right, in the mic. Come here. I like tonight. It's about 50-50 new people tonight. And I always enjoy how this is stuck under the thing. Thanks, I always enjoy encountering new artists, new to me artists. Dave Eisner called me earlier today and said, my friend Philip Spies is coming out. He's really great. So you better deliver.
You'd think as an audio engineer to have a guitar with a pickup in it too.
Please welcome Philip Spies.
Hey, how's it going? I hail from the great faraway place of Grottoes, Virginia.
What?
It's out in the middle of nowhere, near Waynesboro, near Harrisonburg, near about nothing. Oh, no, this is just a me thing. I'm not in the cowboy boots that would fit the Logan clientele. Yeah, right. Before I became an audio engineer and Dave's gun for hire around town up in DC, though, I spent 10 years as a career firefighter and played music on my off days, mixed music on my off days, and picked up a couple tunes from a couple people. This one is a tune by James Keelan about the Man Gulch Fire in 1949, and he interviewed Dodge, the crew chief, on his deathbed. I spent a lot of time out west myself fighting wildland fires, and, he had to learn this in the academy, so it was kind of crazy when I ran into him. I heard him play it, and I was like, I need you to teach me that, like, right now. So this is my version of Cold Missouri Waters. My name is Dodge, then you know that. It's written on the chart there at the foot end of the bed. Think I'm blind, I can read it. I've read it every word it says is death. So confessions, is that the reason that you came? Get it off my chest before I check out of the game. Since you mention it, well, there's 13 things I'll name. 13 crosses high above the cold Missouri waters. August 49, West Montana. The hottest day on record, that forest tender dry. Lightning strikes in the mountains. Crew chief at my jump base, I prepared my boys to fly. Pick the drop zone,
C-47 comes in low. Feel the tap on your leg that tells you go. See the circle of that fire down below. 15 of us dropped above the cold Missouri waters. Gauge the fire, but I've seen bigger. So I ordered my boys to Side Hill. We'd fight it from below, have our backs to that river. Haven't licked by morning, even if we took it slow. But the fire crowned, it jumped the valley just ahead. There was no way down, headed for the ridge instead. Too big to fight it, have to fight that slope instead. Flames one step behind above the cold Missouri waters. And the sky had turned red, smoke was boiling. 200 yards to safety, death was 50 yards behind. Don't know why, I just thought it. I struck a match to waist-high grass, running out of time. Tried to tell them, step into this fire I've set. We can't make it, this is the only chance you'll get. But they cursed me, ran for the rocks above instead. I laid face down and prayed above the cold Missouri waters. Oh, and when I arose like the phoenix, my world was reduced to ashes. There were none but two survived, stayed that night. One day after, carrying bodies to the river, wondering how I stayed alive. 13 stations of the cross to mark their fall. I've had my say, I'll confess to nothing more. I'll join them now, my boys that left me long before. 15 crosses high above the cold Missouri waters. Oh, Shenandoah, long to hear you bound away your rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you away. I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Thank you. Well, I figure I might as well do one of mine. So, being a firefighter and having old strings on the guitar, I'll tell you a story. And this next song is a true story. And I think working in the mid-2000s amidst the opioid pandemic down in Prince William County, Virginia, you really get a look at firsthand what Big Pharma has done to a country of hardworking individuals and a bunch of lies. So we ran this call, and coming out the other side of firefighting, you kind of write things to help deal with things. So this is a true story, and it was told to me by the victim's mom after she came in, and she took her daughter out of the room, and it was her dad that passed away. So this one's Adeline. Leaving in the morning darkness, getting home when the sun goes down, working with my hands to keep my kid fed. I never thought that it would happen to me most of all. Roofing is dangerous and unforgiving when you fall. Roofing is dangerous and unforgiving when you fall. So Adeline, don't take away Daddy's codeine. Go and play, Adeline. I lay there by the ladder, staring at the sky. Then I was in a hospital, I saw fear in Adeline's eyes. Well, they told me they weren't addictive, and they'd take my pain away. Now a needle's in my arm, and I hide the marks in shame. A needle's in my arm, and I hide the marks in shame. So Adeline, don't take away Daddy's codeine. Go and play, Adeline. Stare out my bedroom window, I see Adeline in the yard. It's been a while, but one more time can't hurt. In a blur, final moments, they're pumping on my chest. Adeline stands by watching and understanding death. Yeah, Adeline stands by watching and understanding death. So Adeline, don't take away Daddy's codeine. Go and play, Adeline. Yeah, Adeline, don't take away Daddy's codeine. Go and play, Adeline. Thank you all.
Next up, we got our featured artist, Robert Lighthouse. I am finally reaching that age where some people come up to me and say, "Oh man, I've known you're playing for a billion years, blah, 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 blah." And it's a little awkward, it's a little strange. And so here I am, turning around the favor and saying, Robert Lighthouse is someone I became aware of probably about 15, 17 years ago. And have always admired the playing of, and I've had the pleasure of encountering him a couple of times. And holy crap, to have him on our little stage is just a wonderful thing. He's that perfect mix for me of intimidating and inspirational. Are you sitting or standing tonight? Standing. Excellent, excellent. But I haven't hung out with him enough to know how tall he is. He's out there.
Yeah, you got it, Rob.
I kind of like to.
You're a master of microphone sizing.
That's where I'm at.
It's a strange talent.
So while Robert's getting set up, I'm going to embarrass him not embarrass him, but just say the first time I heard him sing was at the Washington Folk Festival many years ago, like maybe, I don't know, 25. And I was at our booth at the House of Musical Traditions, working away, selling kazoos and banjos and anything else. And I hear this voice, but I can't see the stage because there was what was called the cuddle-up stage. I could see the back of the stage, but it's enclosed. So all I can do, I can hear it, and I'm like, whoa, that's got to be some like 45-year-old African-American guy that they found in, I can't say bum, well, you know what I mean, some place that's way out there, somebody that's been rediscovered, and I can't wait. So I eventually, during the set, I said to the people I was working with, I said, I'll be right back. And this was when the old shooting gallery set up, and so I had to hop over the shooting gallery thing and run out there. And there's this, at the time, this blue-eyed, blonde-haired kid on stage going, wait a minute, they switch it. Then he started singing, it was the same voice. And that started our friendship. It was weird. It was weird.
35 years ago, man.
35?
Yeah, something like that.
God.
So my
17 or 20 years don't mean nothing. That's fine.
No, they mean a lot. You know, quality. So, and I'm thrilled that you people came out to hear not only the music, which is fabulous, but also the Q&A we're going to do afterwards. And you heard Amarina reference the Ukraine. When I saw that Robert was touring, I said, oh, good, Robert's touring. And then it was in the Ukraine. I'm like, what, is this guy crazy? So we'll hear some stories. And Robert, again, thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
And Wayne Kahn's here, Wayne kind of keeps an eye on you when you're over stateside here. All right, take it away.
So you can bring way back.
Yep.
This pickup is very
Dave
high.
Eisner on sound. Wait, I'm sorry. I brought the gain down.
I'm saying on this, when I play the wood guitar later, the pickup is not so hot, so you're gonna have to, but you'll hear it. Right, so yes, I was in Ukraine, and I asked myself as I left the train station there in Przemysl, Poland, right to the border town. The old Jewish ghetto is right next to the train station, and we'd stand there by 11:30 at night, and all these people with suitcases, probably many of them refugees that now are returning to their home. But after my, so I went to Kiev, but first show was in this town called Żółte Wody, which means yellow waters. It's a secret town during the Soviet era because they extracted and processed uranium there, so the town is not on the map. I was traveling there with my friend. You know, I've been touring Russia and Ukraine since 2012. So I'd already done four tours in Ukraine, and I have a lot of friends there. So just to say, the reason why I wanted to go is I got tired of when I talked to Max Tavreshinsky, who put the tour together. Every time he'd telling me of different atrocities and horrors, and what do you say? And say, I'm so sorry, it's terrible, and but after doing that 5-6 times, it started feeling, I wanted to do something, so I suggested we do a tour, and it happened in March. So here's the song I put together. It's called the Ukrainian Tour Blues. Gone down to see my friend, gone on a little tour. I'm gone down to see my friend, gone on a little tour. We're gonna play a little music, Ukraine at war. Tanks and cannons, you know them, making their own sound. Tanks and cannons and rockets making their own sound. We're gonna bring out guitars, try to spread a little love around. Springtime coming, it's gonna be time to sow. Springtime coming, gonna be time to sow. Let's plant some seeds of freedom, hope they will grow. I have a song that I wrote in Russia called Siberian Mystery Train. So I like the tune, but right now wouldn't be the tune to sing over there. So I changed the words to it. So it's now the Ukrainian Mystery Train. Believe me, they don't want to hear nothing. Nothing about Russia is good, according to my friend Max, and I understand him. I have many friends in Russia as well. And I actually called one. Her name is Marina, and we used to hang out there in Arkhangelsk, and for some reason I thought I'd call her, and we speak in Russian. My very bad Russian, but she's under the, then I wanted to, stop the conversation, because she was like, well, they are the fascists, and they're doing bad things to Russians in Donbass. That was all she had to say, so clearly she's just watching Putin TV. Train I'm riding, we're coming across the Ukraine and the plains. Train we're riding across the Ukraine. We're going down to Kherson, traveling with our newfound friend. Cold day in Kharkiv, we saw the destruction all around town. Cold day in Kharkiv, we saw the destruction downtown. We had a lot of love from people, laying them old blues down. My harp is so cold and lonesome, way down in my soul. My harp is so sad and lonesome, way down in my soul. Open your arms for me, mama. Lay your baby down slow. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm going to now unplug this one, so to not to have the plop.
Wait.
Thank you. Ready?
Go for it.
Plop.
Do you want to stand for that?
Yeah. Oh, I'm okay. Well, since you're asking.
Right here.
Why not?
You know,
Thanks,
let's
my
not give
friend.
horse in her mouth.
Thank you. So Max, who's also a bluesman, has called himself Shoeman Max. He would come up and do some tunes on harmonica towards the end. He really wanted me to go to Kherson, which is right on the front line there, like a half a mile away. You'll hear them shell all day. And we met a young woman, Juliette from Paris, who's been making a documentary. We met her up in Kharkiv, and when she heard we were going down there, she wanted to come with us, so 3 of us traveled there. And I mean, every place is like you have a heightened awareness, like everyone there. But coming into Kharkiv was, even more so, because you hear this. That's the first time I've been that close to, full-blown war. Oh yes, that's why sometimes. Thank you. They tend to do that.
Very sound stage.
So we were staying with Olga, Max's aunt, who's 87, lives on the 9th floor. On the back, a rocket hit that building,
and there's a big hole in it. So, but they're there, and no elevator now, and she's hauling water and food, but she's strong. 87, been through World War II and stuff, and now she has to go through this. So I wrote the song. I was playing in they have made a cafe in an old, beautiful theater downtown there, where I it was a cafe, and I played a little concert. They call it concerts there, even if it's like this, it's a concert. So I wrote this song, it's called If They Won't Book You in Heaven, Try Your Luck in Hell. This is what happened to us there in Kherson. This used to happen to Charlie Sayles sometimes. He would put the harmonica upside down. On a train down to the front, we saw the destruction all around. Half a mile away from where they shelled, I was playing them in the basement of a theater downtown. If they won't book you in heaven, try your luck in hell. Jose, in army fatigues, is a war photographer. Dogs get him fat from eating corpses. He's got a lot of stories to tell. Boom, $500 for just one shot. You know, they like those kind of pictures up in heaven from down in hell. I saw a family reunite on the platform. Dad came home unharmed, all the kids were crying. A young soldier with his foot blown off, walking in the park with his girlfriend, and the sun was shining. A young woman in the Russian quarters looked like Marilyn Monroe. Soldiers likes her, she knows it well. This whole time she gives out their positions from her phone, risking her own life, working down in hell. Down to the front, we saw the destruction all around. Heard the thunder from where they shelled. I was playing in the basement of a theater downtown. If they won't book you in heaven, go ahead and try hell.
costs a pretty big deal, but I'm going to walk a tip coffee carafe. I mean, I'm not actually going to walk it around, but if you got something you want to throw in here, it's most welcome. Just to show him the affection and adoration for the people who cross our wonderful little stage here. People online find him through his website. We are so fortunate in this room, for most of us, never to really understand what living in a war zone is. I live in Baltimore City, and it offends me when people refer to it fuzzily because they don't know what they're talking about. And so, thank you very much for sharing your stories and context is something we.
There are some rough neighborhoods in Baltimore.
Anywho, he's got time for a couple more songs. He does have CDs for sale and things like that. Probably what, like thongs and T-shirts? Just CDs.
Yeah, some thongs.
Okay, good. We'll talk to you about that later. Anyways, I'm gonna come around with this. If you can throw something in here, it's most welcome. But
Electronic?
electronic. He said, "I think I've got a Venmo."
I don't have Venmo right
He
now.
does not have Venmo
Yeah,
right now.
maybe Wayne has Venmo.
If you, if you're looking for a Venmo, you can use mine, Venmo at Iliami, and I'll pass anything through. Iliami is I love you and I miss you, ILYAIMY. Venmo at Iliami or PayPal.me at Iliami. Either of those, anything that comes through tonight will go through to you somehow.
Cool.
That's a terrible way of introducing that. Oh, look at the cash in my wallet.
Here's another song I was playing at my shows down there in Ukraine. It's called "If I Was the President." Also, every show we raised money to the soldiers because Max is part of a volunteer group that collects money and then they buy things that soldiers they are in contact with different brigades and they will tell exactly what they want. And so, for instance, they were on my tour. They were able to buy some thermo camera where they can see, I guess, heat in the night. I'm not quite sure what you do with the thermal camera, but the soldiers needed one. So the song is called "If I Was the President." I don't want to be president, but the song is about what kind of president would we like. Of course, now we have, in my book, pretty decent, very decent president. So I wrote this one, I believe 2020, in February. If I was the president, I set things right. Make people less stressed out so they wouldn't have to fight. Everybody would have a home, enough food to be content. Some of the things that I would do if I was a president. You wouldn't be allowed to work too much, but spend time with your family. Take your kids fishing, or just be out with the birds and trees. I'm gonna cut working hours with at least 75%, and I would enforce it strictly if I was the president. We could end world hunger and stop wars everywhere. Instead of making things to sign and kill, we can all have health care. And all you gamblers up on Wall Street, you would have to repent and start to make an honest living if I was a president. Some some folks really love their guns. Maybe sometimes guns are good, long as you don't feel you gotta be packing when you're rolling down your neighborhood. And arming the school teachers, it's just crazy, it makes no sense. And I wouldn't take money from the NRA if I was the president. Clean air and water is something everybody needs. We're about to destroy our beautiful home due to ignorance and greed. We better do something radical to take care of our environment. And that's something that sure can't wait no matter who be the president. Ability to think and to love and understand. It's time to wake up and pull our heads out of the sand. We can't let a few crazy dictators take away our enjoyment. The time to get together and find a better president. The time to get together and find a better president. I'll do one more thing now. Thank you. Can I switch again?
Sure.
Guitars? No.
Go for it.
Well, you know what? I changed my mind. I just remember I would do a different tune still. Sorry for that. I had those 4 songs in my head now. Like, that's today. This one here is called John Wayne. Speaking of the NRA, exactly. I kind of like John Wayne. Cause I saw some movies later that he was, you know, he's a likable guy still. His character in the movies. Yeah. I didn't used to super like him, but you got it. He is. Yes. I'm sure there was as much worse things about him that I'm not aware of. Yeah.
But luckily, he did get cancer
by smoking.
When filming a movie where he was in Yellowface as Genghis Khan.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I remember him. Yeah.
Whatever little thing. Just desserts. Yeah.
I got the idea for this song because my friend Fleming Moore down there in Somerville, North Carolina, outside of Charleston, he does a film. I mean, he was an extra for Dern, the father of the girl that was in. Yeah, no, anyways, he shot John Wayne in the back in the movie. What's his name? He was in another one called Nebraska. He kind of had to come back. Bruce Dern, thank you. Father to Laura Dern. In Hollywood, he was a star on the rise. Well, the villainous parts all came to a price. There's some things you can undo, like shooting John Wayne with his back turned to you. In Hollywood, the Indians were betrayed, like a bunch of bandits rightfully slayed. The cattle ranchers needs land as a fact. No one ever thought of shooting him bed. Now Sitting Bull was a great Sioux chief. Well, in the end, he was brought to his knee. A bullet found him, it was a cowardly attack. Now laying down dead on his back. Now there's wars all over and soon the Chinese claim the dark side of the moon. And we got Space Force if Mars attacks, just making sure no one shoots John Wayne in the back. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you.
Please keep it going for Robert Lighthouse.
I think so. It'll be fine. Oh, God. Yeah. Robert Lighthouse, thank you so much for coming out and playing for us. Again, he's got CDs for sale, and the high-tech tipping carafe is right out there. And come talk to me if you want to do it electronically. We'll figure it out. We got Steve Cutts coming up. We've got a fantastic list yet to come. Don't run off. I've locked the doors. There is no escape at this point. Thank you so much for being here. And Dave Eisner, I know you've got your non-alcoholic mocktails. I was going to say non-brewskis. That's a horrible term. I'm not going to use that anymore. And if you want one of those, I think you go up to David and you gently tuck a 5 somewhere about his person, and then go, yeah, easy. Okay. Steve Cutts coming up. I was going to say I'm not going to talk about how tall you are because you're going to sit down, but now you're there standing in the wings, towering over all. It's beautiful. I wish I had things for you to reach.
I got it. Thank you.
Oh, look at you. You're all kerfuffled and awry and not with your collars. I'm going to talk about James Blunt. Steve Cutts.
Thank you. I just could not think of a good segue from Robert to me, so I'm just not going to segue at all. I wrote this song long before I should have been allowed to write this song, but with an AARP card in my wallet now, I think I'm cantankerous enough to pull it off. It's a song called Under Old Management, and John is going to add a little youthful lilt to it.
As soon as I find what key you're playing in, that's what I thought. I was guessing from the first chord that maybe that was the key that we were going to be playing in.
Or F flat, as it's sometimes known. I'm under old management, not much has changed. I've made renovations, couldn't think of innovations. No strategy to implement, I bet you nothing strange. Fads and fashions come and go, I love the status quo the way it used to be. I am no less blunt, no more open-minded, no less compulsive, no more enlightened, no less stubborn, no more exciting than I ever was in the past. I'm sticking to the way it has been. It takes a certain discipline to draw me through thick and thin. I'm under old management. Under old management, nothing much has changed. I've no plans to restructure, to remodel, or reorganize. In fact, I'm feeling obstinate. I've got it arranged to just stay the way I am. I swear I won't apologize. So don't you try to text me, I'm not good at email. I don't tweet or post stuff, I don't care what's upscale. I won't drink your rosé and I don't order pale ale. I never did in the past. I still prefer a rotary phone. I drink my coffee out of styrofoam. Carve it on my gravestone. He was under old management. It's all yours, John. Agnostic, no more sensitive, no less caustic, no more stable, and no less psychotic than ever was in the past. What you see is no accident. I'm not tempted to experiment. Complain to your heart's content. It's the same old management. It's the same old, same old, same old. Same old, same old, same old, same old management. Honey, you're just plain stuck with me. Stay and do another one. All right. Well, this is perhaps the wrong night to try a blues number, but this is actually, it's more a song about the blues than a blues song. That's better. And I've been sending this out to Governor DeSantis recently, but I'd like to do something different tonight and send it out to Kay, I don't want to be woke Ivy, the governor of Alabama. A song called The Blues Will Bear Witness. Bury it deep, deep as you can. But the truth won't stay buried, you foolish man. Cannot cover over all the centuries of prejudice and fear. No, the blues will bear witness. You cannot make those ghosts stay disappear. Wash it away. Try to make it fade, rinse clean the past you all made. There it is on film, Shameful disrespect you can't deny. Oh, the blues will bear witness. The blues will testify. So much ugly business going on for years. Not in some dark fairy tale, no, no. It happened here, it happened here. So much ugly business going on for years. Not in some dark fairy tale, no, no. It happened here, it happened here. Now you could try to fool them. How much do kids know? You can tell them anything, swear that it was so. Spin a different story, list what teachers can and cannot say. The blues will bear witness, you cannot make those ghosts hide away. Oh, the blues will bear witness, you cannot make history hide away. Thank you. John Piper. Meow. Thank you.
Robinson. Just Robinson. I'm excited about this new mononym version of you.
Yeah, just a single name is all it takes. There's plenty of people out there with my first name and my last name, but I'm not one of them yet. I'm just here with my last name. And John, stick around, if you would. We'll see. I've not played with John before. I appreciate the chance to do so. And
So that center DI is a little hot there. Let's try that again.
there it is. So. I could blab and blab about stuff, but I think I'll just go into an old song from the 60s, which then segues. It's kind of a mashup, but it's all in A, pretty much.
Oh, A.
A. This is a non-steel stringed instrument here. That's a rarity in these parts. But
I got one of them at home.
have you heard about them?
Yeah.
A catgut. It's got catgut on it. Not really. So this is an audience response tune that you oldsters will maybe know what to do. It's called the little pieces that you have a chance to respond to are for Long Tall Texans. Anyone here? Raise your hand if you've ever heard of this song. Oh boy. I'm a long tall Texan. I wear a 10-gallon hat, and that's where you go. He comes from Texas with a 10-gallon hat. Like that. You got it? It's not very complicated. There it is. That's it. Now we're talking.
I'll cue you.
I'm a long, tall Texan. I wear a 10-gallon hat. Well, people look at me and they say, oh, Roy, is that your hat? That's your part. That's it.
All right, the oh Roy, that part too. So, whenever you'll get it. But then I'm going to segue. I'm going to scatter stuff in between. I'm going to kind of figure this out. But the other song I'm going to play is by Frizz Fuller, and it's called Texas Tango. So it's, you get it. I'm saying this is only one song. Don't let them know that there's actually two songs mashed together.
Well, you better get going.
Well, I'm a long, tall Texan. I wear a 10-gallon hat from Texas. I'm a long, tall Texan. I wear a 10-gallon hat. And people look at me and they say, Roy, oh Roy, is that your hat? That's your part too. Oh Roy, oh Roy. And I'm going to segue into this other. Well, I was driving through El Paso. That's when my truck ran out of gaso. I fought a man to get that gaso. That was driving through El Paso. I met a man in Amarillo. He made me wrestle his gorilla. He fluffed me up just like a pillow. That was down in Amarillo. The Texas tango, it ruins my brain. Every town is just the same. I just keep going from town to town, trying not to let my deal go down. Let's see. I am a long, tall Texan. I ride a big white horse. Come from Texas on a big white. I'm a long, tall Texan. I ride a big white horse. And people look at me and they say, you're getting there, you're getting there. Oh Roy, is that your horse? All right, take a whole version of this.
I think it's a mule.
Is that your harmonica player, baby? I met a man down in Durango. He made me do the Texas tango. He mashed me up just like a mango. That was driving through Durango. When I was driving down to Austin, I fought a man, he was from Boston. You know it really was exhausting. That was driving through Austin. The Texas tango, it ruins my brain. Every town is just the same. I just keep going from town to town, trying not to let my deal go down. I'm a long, tall Texan. Let's see, did I talk about the Cadillac?
No.
I ride a big Cadillac. It's for the big Cadillac. I'm a long, tall Texan. I drive a big Cadillac. And people look at me and they say, right, that's exactly right. That's good. That's very good. Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay, for my second song, oh, he says keep it quiet, keep it tight. This is very short. It's only 5 little tiny stanzas. Each one's a haiku. So, yeah, anything you want to throw in there. That's da 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 da. Where should I drive today? How about nowhere? You missed it. That's it. That's the whole. That's,
Sorry.
here's one in E.
And I know it's a haiku, but in E.
It'll be nice to see you behind the curtain. Come on out. That was good. Oh, nice. Ooh. Rob's giving me that look. Maybe I'll just end it. I'll just do a 3 haiku version. This is A and G. All cats are black. Except those that are not black. Not black. Not black. Not black. Thanks so much, John. That was really good. You'll have to wait for the other 2 haikus until Rob cuts me a little more slack. I'm plugging this thing out.
Clear.
Good.
The Robinson.
That's it, man.
Charlie Bryant. I love Charlie too. I love Charlie. I love Charlie too. Also,
Charlie too. There's another one.
yeah, I know. We were gonna argue about that because we really didn't want another one, but it turned out okay.
That's a surprise. That was the oopsie. And actually, that's a true story. I might have been an oopsie now that I think about it.
Charlie, give me a strum there. Thank you. Well, my friends, we're getting there. And I love the fact that you're keeping me excited about the entire night. So please welcome Charlie Bryant.
Thank you, thank you. What's this about? This is about the creative process.
Yop, 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 la da dee dee da. Ya la da dee da dee dee do, blah da da dee da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna write a song today. I'm gonna write a song. I've got plenty of things to say. It shouldn't take me long. If I can't think of what to write about, I'll write something down and I'll cross it out. But I'm gonna get there, I've no doubt. I'm gonna write a song. I'll write about my favorite thing, existential dread. Like all the big philosophers, I'm gonna wind up dead. Plato, Heidegger, where'd they go? Up above or down below? If you find out, please let me know. I'm gonna write a song. Writing songs is easy, I've written songs before. All I need is a bottle of wine and I can write some more. Yada da da dee da blah blah blah. Yum 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 yum. Boo ba dee da dee dee do. Blah da 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 dee da dum. I'm gonna write a song, I guess. I'm gonna write a song. 'Cause deep inside I'm quite a mess. I'm gonna write a song. And when I share my misery, I feel better than you see. And you can point and laugh at me. I'm gonna write a song. I ought to be in therapy. I'm gonna write a song. Somebody ought to talk to me. I'm gonna write a song. They'll tell me everything's okay, and other people feel this way. I won't listen to a word they say. I'm gonna write a song. Writing songs is easy. You just make up some stuff.
da-da-da-da-da song. Add some more words, here we go. I'm gonna write a song. Now my song is almost done. I feel better, that was fun. Maybe I'll write another one. I'm gonna write a song. Thank you.
You got eerie Pennsylvania voicing in that is exactly how songwriting works.
Let's see, I said I was going to write another one, and what do you know? I did. Write what you know, they said, so I did. It's a true story. The Buddhists and the Baptists, the Torah scholars too, the little sisters of the poor who pray for me and you, they're all trying to provide the explanation why, and the answer to that question: what happens when we die? What happens when we die? What happens when we die? Oh, mercy me, just wait and see what happens when we die. I used to have a buddy, he lived in Arkansas. He loved the Virgin Mary, and nothing good rhymes with Arkansas. He also loved the strippers, and he drank until he quit. He hurt his back, he had a heart attack, buddy, that was it. What happened when he died? What happened when he died? I hope someday I'll hear him say what happened when he died. I used to have a sweetheart, she turned into my wife. We always hoped that we would have a long and happy life. Turns out it wasn't quite so long and happy, who's to say? I said adieu in the ICU, God damn it anyway. What happened when she died? What happened when she died? I lost my mind and then I cried. What happened when she died? So now I'm eating ice cream and drinking in the dark, singing songs on my guitar, thinking about that spark. The incendiary instant, that little burst of flame, the mystic magic moment when St. Peter calls my name. What happens when I die? What happens when I die? Hey, tell me, Pete, will it be all right? What happens when I die? No, I don't mean to bring you down or deliver you bad news. Life is just a journey on a road we did not choose. The journey has a beginning, a middle, and an end. From the very start to the final part that we don't yet comprehend. What happens when we die? What happens when we die? Put down the plow, your work's done now. Hang up the phone, no dial tone. Turn out the light, say goodnight. Give a cheer, is my Savior here? What happens when we die? Thank you.
Charlie Bryant asking the big questions we did.
Yeah.
Ooh. Thank you, man.
Yoink.
Yoink.
Yoink. Yoink.
Chris coming up next. Joining us from Brooklyn, I think. Hello. Sit and stand.
We'll do both.
Damn it.
You can just leave the mic there.
How y'all doing? Y'all good?
Good.
All right, so
About to be better.
yeah, so I live in Brooklyn now. I grew up in D.C. though, right down the street on 6th and Whittier. So glad to see the space open. When I was growing up, we didn't have something like this. It would have been great if we did. So for the folks who make music, thank you. For the people who've been here before, I guess I'll use the mic. We have two options. I can do
Since we are webcasting,
Oh, I'll use the mic.
yeah.
Okay.
People in Erie, Pennsylvania will be very sad.
Okay, let's do it. Then that's
But
all
you look
there.
good.
So I've been working in my mom's yard all day, and my partner Melissa was like, "Let's go to open mic," and I was like, "You want to go?" And she's like, "Yeah." So, pardon the dirt everywhere and all that. but I love the music, and so I wanted to share with y'all. I'm going to keep my time short, but we're open up with this. I come from a hip-hop background. Is anyone familiar with the griot tradition? All right, it's the idea of, spoken word, the traditions, the culture being conveyed via this, where people gather. It's ritualistic. Just like there's a marriage ritual, a death ritual, there's a ritual where we come together, we share the stories, we talk about history, and we talk about our imaginations. We talk about more than just entertainment. Hip-hop can be entertaining, but there's some other elements. You can turn my mic down a little bit because I get excited. So what we're going to do is run through a couple of poems, because you only have a short amount of time to meet me. I'd hate for you to think I'm the one way I present on that one or two songs. So, Melissa, can you help me here? Are you going to have me switch every minute? You got your phone with you? All right. And do I have my phone? Anybody here from D.C.? A couple people? Anybody? All right, that's okay for you now.
They all moved to Brooklyn.
I do understand why. Now, did I bring my phone up here? Did you see me hide my phone? Hold on.
Tip your servers, waiters, waitresses, bartenders.
All right, now we're ready. All right, that was going to be embarrassing.
All right, so it's time.
Rob, what do I need to know?
He should be sending you a signal.
I am
in the
playing you
yeah.
the signal now. There we go. Anybody speak Georgian? It's a sample from a traditional Georgian folk song that we had at our art space. And when I tell you go. The robots already won. The machines have been haunted by ghosts of every human spirit. The question is not, are the computers alive? Or do the computers think they are alive? Or really, can they fool us into thinking they're alive? This isn't about robots. This is about humans. Your brain is a computational device that solves problems. It's an engine of predictive modeling based on data input and analysis. Memory is short-term or long-term. Processing speeds vary. How many post-apocalyptic, proto-human, corporal, corporate, kleptocratic, dystopian, nihilistic futures have been written about, presented in narrative form on television or in the movies? War games, Terminator, AI. Yet, we look at our screens more than the people. When will the singularity happen? When we are them and they are us, who will be driving the car? Who will be the car? Who will be able to stop the car from 1,000 miles away? Switch. This ain't just man versus machine. Learning, artificial intelligence. Participles become irrelevant. How do we find time to support our trans sisters when the transistors and transmitters got our minds 6 feet in the hardest mineral sediment? The settlement overrun with excrement. Fish out of water, bird with a Walkman, I'm out of my element. My environment is overrun with pestilence. The oil drowns. We utilize technology to the point it no longer is beneficial unless we measure it by the detriments. Deficit, that's definite, it's deafening. This is the law of scalability. Moore's law, differential equations, probabilistic prognostication about when cave-dwelling humans will become a product of the computers that have self-duplicated. Transandroidal, abiogenesis. The possibilities are limitless. Mechanistic, aboriginal, post-coital. We go from the Anthropocene to the quantum engineering of a society we have no say in. When Dolo in a pandemic, snuggle the lonely, rock a polo, fleece at the Kentucky Derby, cuddle the Dolby, double the Colby, huddle with Stoley, I still struggle with the holy. In the past few years, a number of my friends OD'd. The atoms crash, smash, mouth like Joe Jacoby. The isotopes that broke me totally open were the connectivity. Stoney's road is low-key, necessary in the moment for the momentum, momentary memory grasped and loss of handle. What's the return on investment? What's the cost of scandal? I saw God in a sample, synesthetic, heard the vision, wires crossed and canceled, friars, liars, blood across the mantle, pyres, fires, and numerous examples of how my boundaries got trampled, or fine lines got ambled, damsels, distress, a silk dress, a felt breast, a self-test. Help less and do more. Use both hands. Use both hands, draw a picture of your most feared monstrosity, and then burn it, kill it. And remember, you are invincible. Your art is immortal. It takes people to portals, then returns them back to the realm of ridiculous mortals with no morals, but they are all able to appear cordial till the cord gets pulled. Burn some sage, turn the page, illustrate an incomplete display of the streets of rage. Man, all that negativity, I need to keep it away. I want to talk about Mary in a nativity sanctuary needing a place to sleep for a day. Would you open your front door? They deny Christ, they deny Buddha, they deny Muhammad, they deny Yahweh. Will they deny you? I find myself in being lost. It can take a lifetime to figure out the purpose of life, then we do it again and again and again. No, I find myself when I'm lost, because it can take a lifetime to figure out the purpose of life, then we do it again and again, but how do we assign meaning? What's the pattern that gets recognized? What are the signifiers identified? What develops? Film. A film develops. Code develops, co-developers, real estate developers, 5 stages, Freudian slips, growth, incubation, cultivation, support my hierarchy of needs. I still walk a tightrope. The pessimism goes missing, and then I somehow start believing in hope. We all face the shadow. Jungian, bathe in the sunshine of eternal spotless mindfulness. Cloudy days forecasted, appreciate the timelessness. The plants and animals ask for it. Think of your brain and mind and thoughts as being uncharted territory, as being naturally flooded with vegetation, mountains, tributaries, valleys, rivers, streams of consciousness, deserts, tundra, oceans of ideas that surround emotional continents. Who do you allow to draw the map? Who places the Cartesian coordinates? What is cartography? Is the chart an accurate representation of your mental territory? Can the survey convey all truth of fact? Does your projection take into account experience, perception, or cognition? Who gets to tell you the topography of your landscape? Who examines the geology, geography? Who is telling you what your actions are neurological, biochemical, or based on genealogy? Who benefits? Who describes, who prescribes, who proscribes, who is being lied to, and who lies to themselves in a colonial enterprise? Tides rise and blood floods the alleyways, and more property is purchased. Brick and mortar, stitch the suture, solder the copper wire, Fritz recorders, risk your future, honor the proper desires, dismiss the borders, live natural with the fish and the pumas. They say bomb a monitor and hellfire for civic disorder, chip the pewter, get the timer, they're crips on corners. I say eat mushrooms and take trips with boomers. Split a quarter till your vision is fuchsia. Use pliers to boost your wires, skip your tuner, it's a scorcher. Women call stallions, it's a hot girl summer. Nah, it's a phenomenon, a Comic-Con and supers. Ramadan is lunar. It's a bit of torture and me facing a tumor. But the purpose of the bars I refine is hard to define, like the partition of the art and design or the schism with the heart and the mind. But let's start the search for the dark and the light, seeking to find the spark and the light, the bark and the bite. Yeah, I'm in a pool with the sharks and they're white. Freeze the frame. Try to look at the world with a bee's brain and optics. 4-toed goat that climbs steep mountains with knee pain problems and calcium deposits, but that don't stop him. It's like he trained for boxing. The God butcher, good shepherd that broke brass idols just to remind y'all universal law. There's only one option, reclaim God's altar. You may have to speak to the dolphins till the change is coming. Leaves stay falling for 3 weekdays in autumn. They play possum, the culture face deep decay, dirty rotten, ghouls, ghosts, goblins. Y'all got to chill. EPMD, Ice Cube, steady mobbing. Cultures wear the mask like Bruce Wayne, Robin. Two-Face, black and white. March of the Penguins. Divine right, manifest destiny, King's Dominion. Cowboys, Africans, and Indians. And how can one asshole have so many shitty opinions? And my last piece. I will end with this. And this is short. Ring the alarm for whom the bell is tolled. I never sold my gold, held my breath when facing death and couldn't recollect the illest story that was never ever told, not to a single mother effing soul. Now that's breath control. Mothers wept. He wrote the raven next to gutter step. Mother special code over Scoto mobile telephones. Never stopped to smell a rose cause he is way too bellicose. Heart on my sleeve bleeding cause me and my fam are hella close like elder bow. Radius, ulna, scapula, and collarbone. Nah, we close like letters of the alphabet L and O. But my friends like Chris, to get the bread, you got far to go. Full of clutter, butter, Wells Fargo, oregano with the extra cheese like provolone. How about you sell hella snow or blow? Me sell drugs? Hell no. I make music to the ambient noise, field recordings, and metronomes. No, I make music to my heartbeat. That's the metronome. My life is like a book about a lonely mobile home, caught up in a no standing, no parking, twilight towing zone, on an archipelago and during a cyclone and tornado, keeping it together with a thin strip of Velcro, sending out a SOS in Morse code. Dreams of David Lynch, Mulholland Drive, and Melrose, still rocking my old school Adidas shell toes. Never forgotten, apples stay rotten, human face hit metal pole. Brooklyn, New York, it's dark, they say hell is cold. But I focus on the good times like J.J. Walker, Esther Roll. Martin Lawrence, get to step in, get ready to go. I know I rap at extremely high decibels, but I want to synchronize that with my decimals. Venus flytrap on your vestibule. You ever seen me live rap? You know I never kept it cool. Lost my pinky toe, but I still leapt in the pool. Don't step in the duel, it's extra rules. Went to St. John's, graduated with good grades. Still slept in school. Peace, y'all.
Will he return from Brooklyn?
Oh yeah, y'all see me. I got a lot of work to do in my mom's house.
Not to put too fine a point on it, Charlie Bryant, but I bet he could have rhymed something with an Arkansas. So we got Ed Light coming up next, and he's found a man who is wearing some sort of corrugated armor, and they're going to work together. And one of the things that I really, really love, they are the arrhythmic syncopators. And one of the things that I love about open mics is there just isn't another place where this is going to happen next to that anywhere else. And that's a good thing. I love that. That's a beautiful thing.
So our song will be second. It's going to have John's, right? Okay. So he'll need a mic in a few minutes.
He's got that.
Okay.
Rob, what are we plugging in?
Nothing. And they say they don't want to be mic'd, but they always seem to forget about the concept that we're live streaming.
This is pretty loud. The people in England need to hear it. People in England need to be mic'd.
But I grow fatigued of the argument.
So you have people tuning in?
My friends, please welcome upon the... That's why we got the other two cameras.
It's Don Quixote.
So, keeping up with the peace and love and war theme, I'm going to have my new band, the Arrhythmic Syncopators, featuring I've always played with washboards and dreamed of someday playing with a fractoir. Pleasure to have Wayne join me today, and then we're going to have a special guest star on the swing jazz harmonica, but I'm not going to tell you who it is yet. All right, so thanks to this thing in Ukraine is really scary, and the worst case scenario is what Tom Lear wrote about. I guess it was about 50 years ago when we were doing duck and cover in elementary school, and it's called "So Long, Mom, We're Off to Drop the Bomb." Okay. Get my trumpet in place. Whoops. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. Little Johnny Jones, he was a U.S. pilot. No sinking violet was he. He was mighty proud when World War III was declared. He wasn't scared, no siree. And this is what he said on his way to Armageddon. So long, Mom, I'm off to drop the bomb, so don't wait up for me. Oh, while you shelter down there in your shelter, you can't see me on color TV. While we're attacking frontally, watch Brinkley and Huntley describing contrabunkily the cities we have lost. No need for you to miss a moment of the agonizing Holocaust. Well, so long, Mom, I'm off to drop the bomb, so don't wait up for me. Although I may roam, I'll come back to my home, although it may be a pile of debris. Remember, Mommy, I'm off to get a commie, so send me a salami and try to smile somehow. I'll look for you when the war is over, an hour and a half from now. Hey. Okay. And now we're going to have a full swing band, and John is going to come up.
As we get John Piper up there, who's my friend Howard Blue? Oh, we got you coming up next.
You want to swing, why don't I use this one? Piano bike. Yep, got it. That'll work.
Kind of that tempo.
Same beat.
It's in F. What? Oh, yeah. Well, okay. I got rhythm, I got music, I got my gal who'd ask for anything more. I got blue skies all around me. I got my gal, who could ask for more? Old man Trouble, you know he's just a bore. You won't find him standing around my door. Well, I got daisies in green pastures. I got my gal, who'd ask for anything more? Well, who could ask for more? I got rhythm, I got music, I got my gal who could ask for anything more. Well, I got blue sky all around me. I got my gal, yeah, who could ask for more? Old man Trouble, I don't mind that cat. You won't see him scratching around like that. Well, I got daisies in green pastures. I got my gal who could ask for it. I got daisies in green pastures. I got my gal who could ask for anything more. Well, who could ask for more?
Wow.
Bleep, 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 bleep. That's all, folks. Hey, I got a third song in.
Get out of here. Ay, ay. Catch. Howard Blue coming to the fore. Solo harmonica? Nice. Can I kill this 57? Howard Blue, as I stare at you, and not to make it weird, I feel like I have encountered you someplace before. Is that possible? I've heard that about you. I'm just saying. The higher you get.
There we go. That's good.
We've got 2 artists left. For those of you, one of the wonderful things about these wonderful seats that Dave Eisner found for us is I bet none of you have a numb butt yet, right?
I do.
Yeah. I always have it.
Howard Blue has a numb butt, which is why I've asked him to come to the floor. Please welcome Howard Blue and his numb butt.
Thank you.
Numb butt.
2 quick ones. This is I call Hello Out There, no lyric. And I created this half a century ago when I was in college for a production of Huis Clos, No Exit. And hello out there. Thank you. Not sure what to do next. Here we go. Every day I have the blues. Every day I have the blues. You know, you see me worrying, baby. It's you I hate to lose. Nobody loves me. Nobody seems to care. Aw. Nobody loves me. Nobody seems to care. I'm gonna pack my suitcase and move on away from here. All right, thank you.
That's it, folks.
It is near the end.
You got that right. Who's is on stage? The end chimes at the end.
Yep.
Nigh, they're nigh.
They're not.
Wait, did you go over there?
Easy.
I'll come back. Oh my God, give me the thing.
I'm not used to having a caddy. I don't know how to feel.
Caddies carry stuff. Groupies plug it in. Wait, what?
We think you mean roadies.
It's the liver. I'm trying so hard. So, once again, John Pfeiffer will be joining Iliani live from the Lair tomorrow night, online, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you've caught me and Rowan Corbett before, Rowan Corbett on Irish Bones, he and I are doing a rare, like I think it hasn't happened since before COVID, duo show in Gaithersburg on Sunday. It'll be Irish Bones and guitars and rampant nonsense.
Where?
Island Pride Oasis. So amazing Jamaican food and Irish Bones. I mean, this is a great combination.
Who could ask for anything more? I've got my man. Who could ask for anything more? I was in a musical called Crazy for You, which was a jukebox musical of Gershwinian proportions. I've been looking around for you. I didn't know you were sitting right behind me. That's crazy. I have my card in my pocket. I'll give it to you. Business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Abolish the Senate.
Abolish the Senate. We're going to talk about that. It's great. Come on down to El Golfo every Thursday night. We abolish the Senate every Thursday. It's great. There's also tequila. Yeah, it's not. You know how zippers work sometimes, where they don't. Yeah. Okay.
Youth.
Am I right, kids? So after this, immediately after this is the Q&A with Robert. Or Rob, are you gonna? I assume you're not. It's been a day and a night, and a few weeks, and a couple months, and a few years. Yeah.
Speaking of the layer, my wife has finally allowed Jules Bland to come.
So that's what took it so long.
She's like, I remember that time you came over for the webcast and asked us weird questions.
Yeah, but Zach was there too.
Wait, are you plugged in though?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's start.
Please welcome Jules Bland.
Hooray. John, E minor, does that work for you? Or E major, what would you prefer?
E minor is fine, E major, whichever one.
Let's do E major. If you're willing, you can sit where you are. You can come up on stage. It's fine. It's the chords of the whole song.
Been giving it a lot of thought. The history we forget. Found out I'm at a loss for what to do, but rifle through regret. Gotta say it's a bit of a toss-up. Hedge your bets. Sometimes we break, sometimes that makes us whole. Life is a boundless journey, still we cling to the dotted line. Paralyzed cause we're in a hurry, yet afraid to leave the past behind. We can spend our lives on worry, save ourselves some time. All your age is worth its weight in gold.
I lied, we stuck on the A for a bit.
I know that it's not what you wanna hear, so on A. It's exactly as you fear. Time's not on your side. Life will pass you by. Time's not on your side. We shouldn't try. Life is really what we make it. Well, it's up to us to choose. Understand we can get impatient, waiting in line to lose. There's a lesson in our mistakes, kid. Take it from me. You could use a little pain to weigh it down and keep your feet on solid ground. We always think we'll have more time until it all runs out. Maybe we meet up at the exit sign and
connect somehow. Maybe it culminates in fire raining down. I could tell you what you want to know. I gotta go, goodbye for now. And I know you didn't ask for this at all. And I know it's not your fault. Climate change. Time's not on your side. La la la, life will pass you by. Time's not on your side. Doesn't mean we shouldn't try. John Piper, everybody. No,
I'm just
never.
doing my best to follow.
It was great, man. It was great.
Especially when I never heard the song in my life.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. That's John Piper. I always I always give him the runaround. It's fun. He loves it. Look at his face. Yes. I mean, you can still play on this. This one is an E minor, but, you know, you don't have to.
Still on A.
Okay. I'll do this. I'm playing a wedding in a couple months. Actually, 2 months. Is that an invitation? Are you telling us that? Yeah, everybody come. Cool. I mean, you can show up, but it's just, you won't have a seat or food. Yeah. Yeah. It's a destination wedding. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna drink you for that. Song about going to a wedding. I didn't write it. I'm gonna play it there though.
Keys on.
I mean, I always feel like I could hear more of it. Sure. Tell them to keep the cameras rolling. Tell them to keep the champagne flowing. Going nowhere. Going nowhere. Tell them to keep the bed of roses. I guess I hoped you might have noticed. Going nowhere, going nowhere. My screen's cracked, so I can't see certain chords sometimes. Going nowhere, fine.
matters of the heart. Till then we keep the cameras rolling. Till then to keep the champagne flowing. Going nowhere. Going nowhere. Till then to keep the bed of roses. I guess I hoped you might have noticed. Going nowhere. Going nowhere. 'Cause it's a long way down from the mountain to the ground. And it's a long way there, going nowhere, going nowhere, going nowhere.
I'm just gonna stop. It's late. Yeah, no, Dave is saying yes. Yeah, no. No worries, man. Yeah, I know. I love the song. It's great. And there's 2.5 minutes left. Hey, song ended. There you go. You're welcome.
We're going nowhere.
It's great. It's all a bit.
Go. Now that's art. One last hand for Jules Bland there. Wednesday nights at El Gavilon and Thursday nights at El Golfo are his open mics. He has tequila. And I would start advertising my Thursday night open mic, but I think it's going to get rained out because I'm outdoors in Ellicott City. And yep. And they're vicious. They're vicious. So, Dave Eisner would like to encourage you to stick around for a Q&A session with the fabulous Robert Lighthouse, fresh back from Ukraine, because we don't have context here in America for some of the things that happen in the rest of the world. And here we have an eyewitness, which is sort of like the news, but not at all.
Robert, you want to sit or stand?
But that's just confusing, man.
I could stand or. You want to sit?
I think you should sit. Q&A looks like sitting. It's a sitting thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know,
By who was
It's a band called Morning Parade.
Morning Parade.
They're not a band anymore, but you can still find their stuff. It's fine.
You sing, so you sing. You got a beautiful voice.
Thanks, man. It's the pain.
It's the pain.
It's the pain. Take that pain and push it down.
Push it down.
Deny it.
Yeah. It's called the British.
That works for me.
Some people have to spend a whole lifetime to sing a little. You know, some people are just born with, with the ability. Okay, so yeah, I was just in Ukraine, and I told a little background that should I just start like this? Is that okay? Yeah. If you were here earlier, I told the reason why I went is I have a friend. I toured Ukraine about 4 times before, since 2012. I've been coming regularly. I was in Russia 19 times. Like 3 times a year, I did this 2-3 week tours from 2009 till 16. And right at 14, Max and my Yevgeny Kolbachev, they were friends, but they didn't become, after the invasion, the Maidan whole thing, anyways, a little background. They weren't friends anymore, naturally, because they had Russian snipers killing people peaceful demonstrators. Max showed me, you know, bullet holes and where people have died, you know, from Russian snipers up there on rooftops in Kiev. So anyway, so now I never in my life thought that Putin would, you know, that there were going to be an invasion like this. So when I wrote Max on the day after, you know, 24th of February last year, then since then we kept in contact. So, and I felt, you know, I tried to help him raise a little money here and there, but, you know, and then just regularly writing, asking him how he is, and just, you know, be some kind of support, like I'm your friend, but it felt good to, so we started talking about doing a tour, which happened now in March. So.
Are you Ukrainian or Russian?
Sweden. Well, you know, I was born in Sweden, but my dad is from Yugoslavia, so my name is Ivan Robert Palinic. So I got the name Lighthouse from translating my last name, which meant burning down the house, Palikucha to Palinic. So I got the Lighthouse when I moved. So Robert Lighthouse was born in Washington, D.C. But so I'm not, no, but I have Slavic roots. Yeah.
What parts of Ukraine did you see?
We came to, so I took the train to Kiev from Przemysl in Poland, and then first show was down in a town called Shofty Vody, which means yellow waters. I call it Shady Waters, but Shofty Vody, which was a secret town in the Soviet times because they were processing uranium and had mines around in that region. Very drab Soviet-looking place. Like I have a bunch of pictures, and I've done some talks actually about my trip and all of this. I might have some where we raised money to the soldiers. Because Max is anyway. So yeah. So sorry. First, the train came to Piaty meaning 5 houses, and Max told me every region in Ukraine have a little town that called 5 houses. But so then after that we went to Dnipro, which is on the river. So most of the towns are all on the main river, Dnieper. And so we went to Dnipro. After that, Kharkiv, which I didn't realize then too. Like it's, if you look at the map, it's right next to Russia, you know, very close. And I was there maybe 16 or something, and you know, looking like a nice town. Now you see, like our friend up there, Mike, showed us around and showed us where all the rockets had hit. And I mean, Russia had surrounded the town, so they were about to be, but they never were able to invade the town. Unlike Kherson was occupied for several months, where the Russians ran the stores and everything, forced the people to not be able to use grivna, which is their currency. So they changed it to rubles. So tons of stores like that. So Kharkiv, then after Kharkiv, back to Kiev, from Kiev down to Mykolaiv, which is on the Black Sea. That's where Dnieper the mouth of Dnieper. And then from Mykolaiv, took a crazy cab ride to, he drove, I just hoped I would survive this cab ride, because he said, sorry for driving this, but he's been probably shuttling people out of places while rockets were flying. So that, and there was going, doing probably 85 or something on this road full of holes after rocket crates. I mean, and oncoming military, very crazy. And we passing just total demolished houses and factories and flying by.
Oh, I was wondering, do the cabbies charge rush hour rates when there's rockets?
I'm gonna ask them that next time.
What was the blues and I want to say also jazz scene like pre-war?
You know, in Kiev, there's some blues clubs, several, and they have a bunch of bands where they do all, different types of blues, like old-timey. There was a lot, and in a way, Kiev is so European. Lots of Americans, lots of people from all over the world there, and lots of Russians there, because it's actually like cooler there than, I think, than up in Moscow. It's, Moscow has its, but Moscow's, even many Russians that aren't from Moscow, they kind of hate Moscow, because Moscow people, So anyways, Kiev is was more open and relaxed and sort of European, but they had their own, good stuff, like you get good coffee everywhere, good restaurants, and all of that stuff. So, and the blues scene, jazz, was lots of blues and jazz. And then most towns, where I played, they had a little blues band, and I would jam with them after the show.
What were the audiences like, and how did they perceive this?
So in this really drab Soviet, rows and rows of huge apartment complex, all gray, faded. The town was, was alive when they did all the processing of uranium and so forth. Now it's not that much going on there. Plus, probably most people have also left. So many millions have left the country. But once we're in the club, was a super nice club. And the building was, also 60s kind of Soviet type. Had some very good food before, and simple borscht soup and stuff. But I was applauded on stage as I was introduced, and I came from the back of the room, walking up on stage, and I was almost in tears because I felt that energy. So first song or so, I was sort of choking up, but then this lady to my left was so just jumping for joy, like they wanted this music, something, and I was told, and I was told by a second person, I was the first, not to just so happen, I'm very happy, I was the first musician doing a tour in Ukraine, coming from outside. So, and they were, they just loved it. And the night was, there's a lot of musicians here, so that that some nights can be very, it's kind of a uphill struggle trying to get the thing. Here was it just flew out, it just came out of me, all the rhythms and all, because something in that room, and that's when I knew, like, I'm on a good road here, I'm doing something good. So I was, very, the audience was, so thankful. After people want to take photo, and, a lot of them don't speak, we speak just a little, and I know Russian enough to communicate, but incredible audience.
How did you determine what you were going to play, especially if you have sad songs? Were you trying to not play this so?
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Because, So I was doing a mix. That song I wrote here about the Try Your Luck in Hell. I didn't write that. I didn't have that song yet. So my repertoire always been, blues, but it's sort of a mix of. I think that's in music in general. It's not just pure. It's both the joy and so naturally there I started out with some pretty. I would do some Blind Willie Johnson. I opened up with like God Moved on the Water, which is about the Titanic, because I feel that's our planet a little bit now. Like the song that he sings about the Titanic. So I was doing that, so like those gospel, but then more pure party songs, like Dr. Ross was doing some of that, and some of mine blues songs. So I try to, wasn't like, definitely trying to keep it also, put in some more happier, you know, upbeat. Like when I play some shuffles, like da-dum, 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 they were just going wild. You know, so yeah, that's how. I did one concert at it was a photo. What do you call it? Expo. You know, photos like a gallery or people, photographer with all war photographs of children, bombed out old people. You know, really heavy stuff. Exhibit, photo exhibit.
Yeah.
And I was invited there to do a short set, you know, half hours, 20 minutes or something, before my show that evening. And in the room, it was so, because, you know, I'm just a guest coming there, you know, I didn't have any relatives or losing some close friend or relative like most of them had. And plus their countries bombed the crap out of them, and all the other crazy stories that you hear about. So my point, but I mean, when you see children with that empty, dead look in their face of just, you know, they're supposed to be children and have a nice time. When you see that, and Max, who's from there, you know, you'd have an emotional, like, let's say you see our capital and a big hole in the roof. That's how it is for them, or, you know, places that we feel, you know, our home or something representing something that you've seen from childhood. And so it was hard playing there. I didn't, at first, also there, but it you know, because you had a room full of, so I tried to lighten up the feeling, you know, bringing that part in there. Not to minimize the or whatever, you know, not taking the feeling very seriously, but so, you know, it's that mix. This blues, that's what you know, imagine that's where that came from slaves, which, you know, I mean, that's what I grew up listening to. So when it really works, you can have that, you know, it's both joy but it's a lot of hard, you know, sadness in it.
So that's when you said it was the blues.
Mm-hmm.
This is a question I've been meaning to ask you for 35 years.
Okay.
How did a guy whose father is Yugoslavian and is born in Sweden end up being a blues singer? I mean, I imagine that maybe when they were feeding you as a kid, they were feeding you on vinyl blues, like your meal was on top of it. And, you know, I mean, how did that happen?
You know, we grew up, it was like in the 70s was Deep Purple, and I listened at that time Nazareth. You know, I was a teenager, 13, 14, and I wanted to play guitar. I played a little guitar at school. We get, you know, some lessons once a week. But I always loved, you know, Beatles.
But you've taken the deepest dive. I mean, just a moment ago you mentioned Blind Willie Johnson, Dr. Ross. You were assuming everybody out here was like, oh yeah, sure, we know what they are.
Okay, sorry.
Those are the guys from the 20s.
Yeah.
I mean, how? You're sitting in Sweden.
Well, I had a friend, so long story short, I had a friend who actually played some plantation recordings of Muddy Waters. And I had never heard that, but that just made me, you know, it was something that went straight to my heart. And I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I was 14 years old. And I went home, and now it's like, you know, that Deep Purple stuff, which is all based on, you know, the same thing. But they took the songs and they rocked them, you know, amped them up.
Yeah.
So I go home and I figure out that, you know, little on the guitar and trying to learn that's when I was, you know, starting to figure out the guitar from that. And then that's all we did from then on. And then was Johnny Winter was another one.
Right.
And then Jimi Hendrix, that was, you know, Machine Gun, which are blues songs. So I think I just tapped straight into Jimi Hendrix too, which he, you know, it's like he would take a tune from these bluesmen, but play it through a Marshall stack, you know, but It's the same thing.
What did your classmates, you know?
They were totally, we were totally outcast. We didn't really talk to them, or we hung out, and you know, we did, so, yeah.
When you first picked up the resonator guitar,
Yeah.
you were playing a couple of licks, and it sounded. I heard Derek Trucks. I watched the Derek Trucks YouTube thing, and he's doing some stuff. He's going, "This actually is Indian."
Yeah, totally.
And that's what I heard when the first licks you were playing. So can you speak about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I read some interviews with, because I like Derek Trucks.
Yeah.
Derek Trucks. When I saw him down in Wilmington one time, there was an outside concert. His tone it goes straight into your heart. His tone is like something that it's, you know. So, but I like him. Before I heard him, I read he had listened to, there's one Indian, he passed away unfortunately. Srinivas was his name. That played like a mandolin. That his dad, they rebuilt it somehow. They have like, you know, just 4 single strings. So instead of and now there's a lot of people over there in India that they play classical Indian music with a fretless mandolin. So the movements are even more micro, because it's such a short. Yeah, but they're doing this incredible. So he kind of invented that style, and then the veena. I loved it. So I used to listen to Ravi Shankar way back too, and always had that.
I guess my point is, it's not just the blues, or the blues come from different places, and you incorporate a lot of those places.
Yeah, when you started figuring out, because that's very interesting, because I had Iranian friends that turned me on to classical Iranian music. We listened to a lot of that stuff, the Sufi music. And they would go like, well, actually, the blues comes from here, you know. And that's not, which they say everything comes from Iran. It all originated in Iran. But anyway, my point, if you think about it, where the West African and the Sahara Desert, like now when you hear like Ali Farka Touré, which I shook his hand down at the mall at the Folklife Festival, because I saw his show there a long time ago. But that desert music, if you listen to a lot of that, you hear where the blues came from, and the tonality, and but you know, the Arabics, I mean, the music always moved around, so there's no coincidence that now that you can mix blues with Indian music.
Yeah. Well, when I heard you play that, I went, ooh, and I could hear some of that when you were playing. I don't mean to hog the questions here and stuff, but I could hear some of that in your other songs, but I was intrigued. I hope that you incorporate more of that.
I would love to. Yeah. I mean, I'm doing. You know, so that would have been, aside from the blues, I've always dabbed with like this traditional Iranian music, Indian music, a little bit. So.
Have you talked to any Native Americans about the relationship of their music to early blues?
You know, I just saw when I came to America first time when I was 18, 1982. I went straight out to Arizona to the Hopi Indians.
Oh.
That's the reason why I came here. I went to New York. I didn't even care for New York at that time. I mean, you know, I was going to live with the Indians, and I didn't like the industrial society or the whole thing. I was like, this is all nuts. So I went straight there. You know, I ended up staying there for a couple of months, and you know, and now I was just there again, 40 years. This fall, it was 40 years, because I was there at 82 and it was 22, and I still with same family. I'm still, you know, with that family. But as far as I saw something about Native. You know, there's a lot of influence, and I always thought like the Roland Tomlin real fast, boom, 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 that I always thought that's got to be some powwow. That's that kind of music. So then I saw different tribes here on the East Coast affirming that, affirming. Yeah, for sure, and muddy too. I'm sure a lot of them had, down in Mississippi that they had native, Plus there were little tribes, there were little reservations all over the place.
There were little throwaway notes that little Walter would play that are reminiscent of some Native American music.
Which also, it's the pentatonic scale, which is sort of all over the world, wherever you go. Yeah. There's the pentatonic scale, which blues is, has its own variant there.
Hey, we're at 10:30. Let's take two more questions.
Okay, yeah.
Two more questions.
Yeah.
What is the role of music in politics?
What? I think, for me, has great, not politics, being, and blues was that type of music too, but they were so, the way I understand. It was, you didn't speak straight out like, Donald Trump is a jackass or something, but you were doing the smart way, so you understand exactly who you're talking about and what was there, So I think those best, I write some, because I got into Woody Guthrie, like Bob Dylan, then I got Woody Guthrie, and so some, he would have got the 1913 massacre. That was an event that he sings about, those songs are great too. And I've done sort of event about Katrina. I did a song there. You could sing it later, it could remind us like a historical. But I think the best songs is when you're not even, because sometimes I play like out in Bowie, like what's called a grill there, Old Town. And that guy, I wrote the song about Obama gonna win. I could just feel it. Yeah. I told some older black men, like I talked to outside of Madam's organ, it's like, it's never gonna happen. They was like, yeah, I think this time might happen. Anyway, so I wrote the song about, so I said Sarah Palin, I just mentioned his names, like, something wrong, blah, blah, blah. And he said, he wrote me like, or a message on the phone like, Robert, please don't play the song when you come here, because, he got a lot of different right. Oh, and when I played down in South Carolina, and I said, we finally got ourselves a righteous president about Obama, it was like, it got dead quiet. Or even that president song I played here, dead quiet, some tables leave. But I think the best songs is when they don't even have to. Yeah. They're so, they could be taken either way.
Double entendre.
Double entendre, and so that's, but I think it's such a great platform, and that's why people are more, in some ways, afraid of artists and writers and musicians, because it's more powerful, because it goes straight to your heart. The politician connects people, and they are, that's why they outlawed all of this stuff in dictatorships and
I think I'm so grateful to hear someone else who talks about writing from the middle in that way, or something that can be taken either way, so you're letting people in through the gate before.
You don't want to, be in their face.
Right. I've definitely not been able to figure out how to get my head around touring again. We were very proud of touring through blue and red states and facing both sides and feeling like you change minds that way. And the fear of getting back to it, it's inspirational to hear that you're still managing it, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes I know that there's tables in this room that are gonna hate me now, but I'm gonna sing the song anyways. Yeah. But I think even better is that when you can get beyond, because people come from different backgrounds. Or of course they do. If you were born into a Republican, I have great friends they're super people, but they might have almost. My friend Larry McCaskill down in Charleston, he probably voted for Trump, or he was on his way. He said the line was too long. I didn't vote. But anyway, because we talk, and he's the greatest guy, but we have different opinions. Plus, that is, and the other thing with Facebook platforms and all those things, we're supposed to not have the same opinions about everything, but we meet and discuss things. And this is my, now the country is like they don't. These two groups, extremes, just hate each other. So I mean, we're supposed to be able to talk and debate if you wish, or have a good point. Like if the other one has a good point, it's like.
How did the tour? How are you feeling after
the tour?
Yeah, and the experience of immersing yourself in all that.
Yeah, I mean that was great, much more bigger than I thought. When I came back, I actually didn't want to leave. First, I was like, "Oh, I just get these 2 weeks, get this over with, or something." But once I was there, and Juliette, the 25-year-old Paris girl that makes a documentary, we talked about it. She loves it in Kiev. So she's there. I guess now she went to Paris, but the way of.
Is it the excitement in the air, or the tension, or?
Yeah, the excitement. I mean, there's something like you're more alive, and everybody is. It's not about making money off of each other. It's more about how can we help each other all the time, and that's the way we ought to live in peacetime, like everywhere. We ought to be so much more happier. So I felt that was a feeling there, that and more alive. You appreciate, you understand what's important in life. Of course, you're seeing these young kids with limbs blown off, and they, raise money for prostheses or all that stuff. But so it's hard. It totally changed me. Totally, I was like, what have I been doing for?
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. That was super nice. Thank you.
Hold your chairs, put them on the wall
I
here.
speak more Russian than I do celebration.
Next week, John Pfeiffer is back as our featured artist. You guys didn't talk about that at all.
We never talked to him. I mean, we talked in the song. It was not at home. It was out playing cards. So I know more Russian. So I think as far as pronunciation, it's like a little version. Yeah, but you should back. I'm going crazy. My dad's trying to be open and but I was doing England, and I was so much in Russia. And I learned so, but they said, Ukraine said they're closer, not much language-wise, to Yugoslavia. Yeah, I mean, that's what there's many words, like when you say,
But I'll play something, same word.
Yeah, that works pretty much. I mean, have little variation. But for instance, they need to understand. But they say razumie.
Unless you play them over and over again.
That probably came from somewhere else.
That separation.
I'll be in touch.